Hi guys, and a massive welcome to my new YouTube channel. It's taken me long enough to get started, but let's just say YouTube is a lot more time consuming than I ever realised. You might already follow me on Instagram. My account is 4 Boys in a Barn. So that's where I started my social media journey. I've been on Instagram for 3 years now. Yeah, about 3 years. My Instagram journey was a bit of a crazy ride, to be honest. I went from 0 to 10,000 followers in 3 months. Then that doubled. I've met so many lovely people on Instagram. I built a business on Instagram. I just thought I want to branch out a bit more. I want to try a different platform. I've been researching YouTube, believe it or not, now since September, October time. Then I've obviously done the video, the editing, and it's all things like adding graphics on top and sounds. It's taken me a long time. I really hope you enjoy it because I do get asked a lot of questions on Instagram about my hair. I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to make that my first YouTube video, something quite simple. If you want to follow what I'm up to, if you hit subscribe and turn on notifications and also like this video, that would be amazing because that would get me seen more. So what am I going to be getting up to on this channel? So it's going to be a bit of everything. The channel is called, as you've seen, Beyond the Barn. The barn is where I started my journey. So 4 Boys in a Barn is because I've got 4 little boys, so not so little now, and we live in a barn style house. So that is where I came up with the name for my Instagram. But Beyond the Barn on YouTube is going to be moving past that now and seeing a lot of things I get up to, sort of behind the scenes, I guess. So a bit of background, my name is Andrea. I've got 4 boys. I've got Romeo, who's 9, Jensen, who's 6, Hunter, who is 5. They're my little Irish twins. They've only got 10 months between them. And then I've got Bo, who is 3, my human cannonball, but we'll get to that later. So what I'm going to be showing is, obviously there's going to be things to do with parenting because I am a parent of 4 children, but there's also going to be a lot more than that. So I will pick up the camera when I go on days out with the children, but I'll also be vlogging myself if I'm going somewhere. I'm also going to be doing fashion. I'm going to be doing hair care as I'm starting off, skincare. I'm going to be doing like top products. I'm going to be doing things around the house, things that I might buy for the home. There really is going to be a bit of everything. And I do want to open up a bit more about me personally. I'll always keep certain things personal off the camera, as you probably know now from my Instagram. But on YouTube, I do want to be a little bit more open about things. Until about 3 months ago, guys, I wasn't watching anything on YouTube either. If you're watching this and thinking, or come over from my Instagram and thinking, oh, I don't really know anything about YouTube, like, don't worry, you don't need to. It'll just be a place where you can watch me in a bit more detail over like a, I don't know, whether it's 20 minute, 30 minute, 40 minute video. All you need is an email account. You can log in, subscribe, watch the video. I'd be really grateful, and hopefully I'll be able to give you some value on tips and maybe parenting hacks and certainly washing. Anyone who knows me knows I love my laundry. I'm looking forward to covering more of my life. I'm going to take the camera on days out with the children. I'm going to take the camera on days out with me. I'm going to take the camera on holidays. I'm going to take the camera to Centre Parks. I'm going to take the camera to Portugal. Hopefully you'll get to see a little bit more of what I'm about. On Instagram, it's quite limited because you can only show such small snippets of your day. You can't really see someone's whole personality, I don't think. I'm also just going to be showing you routinal days, like a day in the life of, for example, because a lot of the time I am just a mum running a house, and it can be quite lonely and isolating if you are in that position. Hopefully that will help some people. I've also got an OAP teacup chihuahua, who I'm sure you'll see on my videos. Hollywood, he's like 14, but he's like smaller than a rabbit. Looks like a baby, but he's actually an OAP chihuahua. I absolutely love him, and he's part of my family. So as a person, I love eating out, I love spas, I love nice cars, I love nice cars. I've got a mum-mobile, I've got my Tiguan, which I love, but I also love sportier cars. I've got a new car coming soon actually, in March. That will definitely make YouTube, I'd imagine. I'm so excited. I can't wait, I really can't wait to get it. Do you know what I love now that I didn't really explore much until recently? I love makeup. So I'm going to be showing you, I've been on a bit of a spending spree. I'll be showing you what makeup I've been using. I'm an absolute product girl. I love anything to do with skincare. I love stuff to do with hair care, obviously. I'm going to be sharing all of those things, giving reviews of products, for example. I just think we're going to have a lot of fun. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I have a fragrance business, which I'll drop in here and there on YouTube because it's quite a big part of my life. It's my passion. I absolutely love fragrances. I'm grateful for everything that Instagram has given me. I was able to launch my business on there, and I've got so many loyal customers. I'm just so grateful. Like, Instagram has caused me some grief in the past. There is a not nice side to social media, which some of you will know I've experienced and still experience to this day. It's made me more wary of sharing things, but at the same time, I won't let it stop me in my tracks and stop me from what I want to do. So I guess in a way I'm kind of saying thank you to those people, because you really have pushed me to go out there and get more. I can't promise it's going to be the most professional channel at first while I get to grips with it. But when I started my Instagram, I did not have a clue either. I will still be on Instagram a bit, but obviously as I've now found out, I can now see why a lot of YouTubers aren't that active on their Instagram stories, and it's a time thing because it would basically be impossible to be present in both places. It's going to be a slow growing thing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it takes me. So thank you for joining me on this journey, and let's get started with the first video. I'm kind of watching it a bit of a backwards order to what I've recorded it. I didn't want to just appear on my first ever YouTube video, I've got joggers on by the way, in a crop top, because usually I'd just be wearing a bra when I'm doing this, and obviously I can't do that on here. I'm going to be showing you everything I put on my hair before I wash it, because there's things I put on before I wash it, and the amounts of time I leave things in for, what I wash my hair with, what I dry my hair with, which products, and then any products I put on before I use my Airwrap, because that is the most asked question I've been having on my Instagram recently. I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to do my first YouTube video on like my hair routine. And what I do have hair extensions in. I've got a weft with 2 rows. Obviously it doesn't matter if you've got hair extensions or if this is your natural hair. I would still do the same if I have my natural hair. At the moment I'm massively into Olaplex, because I basically had really dark hair and I never had to really worry about the condition of it. It just sort of looked after itself. And then I went to this sort of dark blonde, light brown colour, and in doing so I had to have bleach, and I noticed a difference in my hair. So I've been a girl on a mission recently on Look Fantastic. I have got a Look Fantastic code actually, which I can share with you. I don't get anything from that, it's just so you can save money if you wanted to try some of the products I bought. I bought them off a couple of other places as well. But I'm going to show you all the products I use on my hair recently. It definitely went dry and not so shiny after I'd had it coloured. Having used lots of these products on it, it's back to much better condition, which is exactly what it needed. My own hair is actually long, quite long, but it's not thick like this. The main reason I have extensions is for thickness. The ends of my hair are just really thin. I have, well, it started off as 24-inch hair extensions, but I'd say it's now 20. Or 21. I've had like it trimmed along the way to keep it in nice condition. I toyed with the idea of going shorter recently, but then when I got my hair up, I'm so glad I didn't now, because I know you can curl short hair, but obviously when it bounces up you lose a load of length, don't you? And I like it when it's wavy or curly and quite long. Disclaimer, I just want to say, no makeup, all fresh face. Well, I'm going to probably get wet in the shower, so there was no point. I'm actually really happy with my skin recently, and on my channel I am going to be showing skincare. I don't know if you can see, I've got the ring light behind, so it's brightening me a lot, but my skin is really good, even to the point where I have actually been going out with no makeup on. I just feel a lot more confident. My skin is smoother, it's hydrated. I'll be showing you as well things that I've been using on my skin and treatments I've been having, the injectable moisturiser. But anyway, that's a video for another day. I look naked here. I am dressed, by the way. Yeah, so on to my hair. So you're gonna have to bear with me, because you're basically seeing my first ever YouTube video being made, so I'm still getting used to what everything is and the lighting and stuff. But anyway, we move. See, I just tried it without the ring light then, because I'm still trying to work out what's the best setup. I think you do need really bright light. You're sort of on this journey with me, by the way, on this video where I'm testing everything out. And I'll edit it all together. Who knows what will make the final cut. The first product I'm going to use on my hair is Olaplex No.0. You know that Olaplexes have got like numbers of different stages and different things they do. It's an intensive bond building treatment, because Olaplex is all about bond repair. You apply it to dry hair, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. Distribute evenly. It says on here it's really good if you use it in conjunction with number 3. Number 3 I have here, which is exactly what I'm going to do afterwards. For damaged hair, my hair's been damaged by heat, colour, just the fact that it's long and like breakage with brushing. It's blonder now, so that's, like I say, the colour has caused more damage. This is sprayed on the hair from root to tip. Anyway, I'm finding it brilliant, so let's put number 0 on now. My damaged bits are well, a lot of it's got split ends or what have you, but my really damaged bit is the front sections, because I blow dry them more to get them to sort of go like that. Spraying all over. Good old number 0. Make your hair really damp with it, and then we're going to leave this on for 10 minutes. Oh, getting it on. Oh, look, I've got it on my nipple. Well, my nipple's not quite that high, but you know. This is the product, by the way, guys, what it looks like. It says intensive bond building hair treatment for all hair types. I've used that several times. It hasn't gone down that much. I get this off Look Fantastic. I'll put all the links and my discount codes in the comments under the video. Don't know how long that'll take me because it's my first time, as I keep saying. I'm going to leave that on now for 10 minutes. So this one, even says on it, recommend to use with number 3. So Olaplex number 3 repairs and strengthens all hair types. So I put this on. So this is meant to go on damp hair, but number 0 has made my hair damp. So I'm now going to put this on and comb it through. And you leave them both on together for roughly 10 minutes. So it says if you've got like okay-ish hair, a little bit damaged, you can use this once a week, or like twice or 3 times a week if your hair is more damaged. I'm on about twice a week of this at the moment. I got this lovely new Dyson hairbrush for Christmas as well, so I'm going to be using that. So number 3 is about to go on. I'll show you. Oh no, it's got one of the seals on because it's a new bottle. One sec. So it says on it, this is not a conditioner, it's to be used before shampooing. So I'm squeezing some into my hand. Obviously I've got quite long hair and thick hair now with the extensions, but you don't, even I'm only using that amount. Because you can tell you're not supposed to use too much because the bottles are, how many mils are they? I'm not sure how many mils, 100 mils, so they're pretty small. So here we go, I'm rubbing my hands together. So I started at the root and I've gone all the way to the ends. It spreads a long way, so you don't need to put, a little goes a long way. I might need a little bit more, in fact, because I've got so much hair here. And then I'm going to comb it through. So I've just put a tiny, tiny bit more on, rubbing it together and putting it all the way through, concentrating on those dry bits of mine at the top front. And then I'm going to, because I've got extensions, as I keep saying, so I can't just yank the brush down because I'll pull my weave. I don't want to pull my weave out, so I'm brushing it through now, and I will leave that for. So you wouldn't have to have number 0. If you didn't have number 0 to use with this, you would dampen your hair with like a water spray first, because number 3 is meant to go on damp hair. Right, so now I've got to wait 10 minutes. So usually what I do, oh, by the way, I know it looks like it's taking me, like you're probably thinking, I haven't got time to do all that. But when I'm just doing it myself and not filming it, obviously, it takes like seconds. I just spray it all over, number 3 on, wait 10 minutes. And while I'm waiting, which is what I'm going to show you now, I mixed up a product for my conditioner. It's called Shrine Drops. I actually mentioned it on my Instagram a little while ago, and you mix it with conditioner, which I'll show you in a minute. The reason for it is it won't apply to all of you, because some of you will have brown hair or some of you will have cool blonde hair. But for me, I'm someone whose natural hair colour's got a lot of warmth in it. Whenever I put colour onto my hair, or a hairdresser does, obviously, bleach, it kicks out quite a lot of red tones, like that can sometimes look a bit brassy. So Shrine Drops is to like counteract that and to cool the tones down so it's more of a nicer blonde. So I'll show you that now. I feel like I've had the camera really too high for all of that. So now for my first ever YouTube video, I look naked. So Shrine Drops come in a box like this. They're from Look Fantastic as well. There's different colour ones. I've got the white blonde toner ones. That was on my hairdresser's recommendation. So you'd need to check out which one suits your hair colour best. And there's like a chart on the side which shows you how many drops you'll need. So my hair, for example, is sort of this yellowy colour, the highlights in some areas. And I'd rather they were like a cooler blonde. Obviously, I know I don't want my hair that colour. I know my hair's not that colour. But it's like the individual strands that make up the highlights. I'd want them more like that. So the overall look is like a cooler blonde with less brassy tones in it. So 1 to 2 drops if you've got that colour hair. 3 to 4. 5 to 6, I usually go in the middle at the moment. I put 4 drops in. So it comes with a little pot. Obviously all the instructions come with it anyway, but there's like markings in here. You put your conditioner in up to 40 ml, and then you mix in the Shrine Drops, mix them together. So I'll be putting 40 ml of my conditioner in there, and 4 shrine drops in. And my conditioner at the moment is Olaplex No. 5. So bond maintenance conditioner. I want my bonds to be repaired basically from the damage that's been done by colour and heat. So that's the main reason you use Olaplex. So I'm going to put 40 ml of that in now and add my shrine drops. Right, so this has been all mixed up, as you saw, using my little eyelash brush there. I haven't really got anything else to mix it with. Mix it with whatever you want. So this is all ready. So now I'm going to go and wash my hair. You can't come with me in there. And of course, I'm going to use Olaplex No. 4 as my shampoo. So a little bit goes a long way with this. So even with my long hair, this bottle has been lasting quite well. So I just put a little bit on, add water, and then all the way through, rinse out obviously, and then I go in with my purple Shrine Drops conditioner mixed with Olaplex. And then afterwards, when I've rinsed that out, I'll be showing you what I use, the products that I use on my hair, drying it and then air wrapping it. Right, I'm back with my freshly washed hair. I might have to take this dressing gown off when drying and go back to being in my semi-naked top because I think it might all get in the way with the fluffiness. Anyway, while I was washing my hair, there was a couple of things I thought, oh, I should have said that. So the purple conditioner, the purple in the pot mixed with the conditioner, I only put that on from here down to about here, where my like top layer of my, what's that, fluff? Where the top layer of my natural hair ends. Sorry, it's fluff from my dressing gown. There we go. Because I don't want to put it on here, because this is the blonde that I'm trying to go, the extension blonde. I don't want that lifting up even blonder. So that's that. And also the conditioner, I put the purple conditioner on there and then normal Olaplex conditioner on my lengths. I leave it all on for about 8 minutes. Gives the Shrine Drops the time to do their thing. And obviously it's a bit of a nice treatment, leaving your conditioner in for 8 minutes. So I will now show you what I use firstly when I'm blow drying my hair to like protect it, and then I'll move on to styling and finally the air wrap. So the product I'm going to use next is this Olaplex No. 6. As you can see, it says Bond Smoother. Reduces frizz and nourishes and protects, so it'll have some kind of heat protector in there too, and it's basically an intensive leave-in conditioner. So I will dry my hair just for a couple of minutes before I put this in, just so my hair isn't like soaking, dripping wet. It will still be very damp, and then I will put that on. Okay, so I basically alternate between a couple of products. Both these products are insane. This one on the right, it's very reflective, so I'm not too sure you can see it properly, but it's by a company called Colourwell, and the product itself is called Dream Coat, and it says on it, magically transforms texture, amazing humidity proofing powers. My hair's never been like straw or anything, don't get me wrong, but it's felt dry, and since I've been using Dream Coat, it's gone so soft. And that one lasts like 2 to 3 shampoos, so you don't need to use it every single time you wash and blow dry your hair. So I alternate it with this product over here. It's by a brand, Larry King. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Yeah. And it's called My Nanna's Mousse. And on it, it says holds, volumizes, plumps and shines. I don't know, people don't use mousse as much, do they now? I feel like there's so many more other products, but it is insane. And when I used the air wrap, the second time I used this, and I'm convinced that is what made the curls so much bouncier and holds them. I literally feel like the Marshmallow Man in this. I'm gonna have to put the crop top on again in a minute. It's just too much, I can't move. Anyway, I haven't got the attachment of the hairdryer yet for this. I've got the Dyson hairdryer, but not the attachment for the air wrap, but I'm just gonna use this because it dries it really quickly anyway. I'm basically gonna blast the water for blast my hair to get the worst of the water off just for like 2 minutes before I put in the No. 6, which is the leave-in conditioner that I was talking about. So here we go. Right, so my hair is now damp, so I'm going to use, because as I said to you, I either alternate between Dream Coat or Larry King, my Nanna's Mousse. I'm just trying to think, because I had Dream Coat in my last wash, and that is last 2 to 3 washes, so I'm going to go with the Larry King Mousse today. And another product I used just on my ends, which if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have heard me talking about on my stories, is the FM Luxury Repair Hair Oil, which I swear by for my ends. It smells lovely. It smells like holidays, coconuts. I'm just going to spray, so I can just put a very small amount on my ends. But this one I'm going to go in with now, and then we'll do the air wrap. To film, so I kind of didn't film all I've done is my 2 front bits using the big volumizing brush. So I just sort of dry them forwards, then separate them, and then blow dry them sort of that way and that way to get as much volume in there as I can, but I'll also be air wrapping those. So then I'm just going to section off my hair and go in with the air wrap. My hair is probably 50-50 now, wet and dry. That's the sort of ratios that seem to work best for me. So I put the small barrel on because someone said to me on Instagram, even if you want big loose curls, use the small barrel, it lasts so much longer. And it's true, it did. So I am using the small barrel now. I'm going to section my hair off and go in for the curls. So that's my first curl. I'm not going to brush that out, not until I've finished the whole lot, and maybe even wait a bit longer. So for those of you who've got an air wrap, you know, you go in with the hot heat coming out, and then when you think the curl is set, which they say is about 15 to 20 seconds, you then do a cold air shot there, which is meant to basically, yeah, set the curl more. So yeah, pleased with that. Obviously that's not the finished look I want. This is just, you've got to trust in the process with the air wrap. I do flyaway bits, like my shorter inside hair bits. I do them separately afterwards, so don't worry, they won't just be staying straight. Cold shot. Right, so I'm hoping you can hear me, guys. I went over a couple of the first curls because I'm still learning as well. I'm by no means pretending I know all about the air wrap. Just putting a cold shot on there because I wanted them a bit bouncier. So I just went over a couple of those. So I'm still doing this side. There we go. It's like a thinner bit of hair, so like my own top layer with no extensions in, and it wouldn't need as long in the air wrap. It's a lot finer, so much less to dry. I'm just doing the cold shot now. And then what I will do, which is what I didn't know until this time, which somebody told me on Instagram, is to flip a little switch at the top of the curler, and then when you move sides, the curls will go in the right direction, which is away from the face, like it has on this side. going to be really bouncy, but don't worry, it won't look like that at the end. Right, do not fret about this situation here because it will all be resolved. I'm moving on to this side of my hair now, which is the harder side for me. I might just have a couple of short bits to do under there at the end. So now this is the bit that I didn't know about. There's the little switch at the top to make sure the curls are going in the right direction. So turned it and now they will all go away from the face like this side have. I find it a lot harder to do on this side, my left hand. With anything, it's just going to take some practice. And my right side is just so much easier for me to do. Oh, it's fine. So this is in fact, that's Agnes. If those of you watch me on Instagram, you'll know Agnes is my cleaner, she's just arrived. So this is the first time I've had like the curls all going in the right direction away from the face. I actually need to go over my little short bits, which I tend to do afterwards. And they just do like a few mini curls and then they're hidden underneath. I'm absolutely loving it. So this is the comb that comes with the Airwrap, which is brilliant because obviously you don't want to go brushing your hair through too hard and undo all your hard work. Actually, a really good tip for curling, for brushing through, combing through, is I literally just do the ends sometimes, just so they mix together a bit more and leave like the main bits of the hair. Can't get up there. So I'm going to go over my little short bits, hairspray, and then we'll get the full-on finished result. There's also so many bits in my Airwrap that I haven't even explored yet. I haven't used, you get two brushes, I believe they're for smoothing the hair. Then obviously you get your volumizing brush. So this one apparently is an attachment to smooth away like the top flyaway ends, like right on the top of your head. You know, the short bits of regrowth hair that you get that go kind of like wispy. I do want to use that because I do get quite a lot of those flyaway bits. And I obviously got the long barrel. You used to have to buy the long barrels separately, but now you can buy a long barreled Airwrap rather than just a short barreled one and have to buy these as an attachment. This is the current colour. This is the, I think they call it Vinca Blue and Rose Gold. So guys, this is my finished result from my Airwrap today. I did the little under bits just to give them a little wave so it all blends in properly. I'm absolutely loving it. Absolute game changer, guys. Game changer. I'm gonna end up wondering how I coped without it, aren't I? I just love it. I love the fact that I didn't have to do separate drying and then curling and sit there holding my curling wand, which is the way I've been curling my hair for the past few years, or loads of years.